Hi David, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey!
Picture hasn't come in yet.
Hi
Hey,
David!
how you doing over there in Portugal?
Hey, very happy to see you David. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
just got the Skype up.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You look very good.
Yeah, I'm recovering nicely from my 5 heart attacks.
Oh wow, 5.
Yeah, 5.
Wow.
5-1? I didn't understand
Had
that.
5 heart
Oops.
attacks.
Was it 5 in total then?
Is that...
Did you hear about that?
Pardon?
Did you hear about that?
No. No, Dave, no. Is this...
2016, Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yes, yes, we knew...
Heart attack.
Yes.
Well, there were 5 in total then.
We
Yeah,
didn't...
Christmas Day, I had 2 more.
Yeah.
And then January 3rd, somebody killed me with a lethal injection of a muscle relaxer. And 4 other men. They all died, and they cremated the bodies. But my sister was there, and she grabbed a surgeon. And he put a heart pacemaker on my heart, get my heart beating. And I was in a deep coma for 2 weeks. And then the pacemaker failed to keep my heart beating, and I flatlined and had no kidney or liver or heart function or breathing. I lay there for 55 hours without a heartbeat, and on the 3rd day I woke up.
Just
Did a full recovery.
Just...
And everybody's going like, man, that's the first time in 75 years anybody ever woke up after being legally dead for 3 days with a death certificate. It shocked the shit out of my sister and the nurse and every doctor in the hospital came by to visit me in the next couple of days. When word went through the whole hospital that a guy woke up from being dead 3 days. You know, they got all that equipment, you know, the blood pressure and the temperature and your pulse and everything. I had no brain damage whatsoever. Made 100% recovery. Working as normal. Doing real good, too.
Yeah.
You guys are looking good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're keeping on. We're keeping on, David.
Yeah.
Keeping going.
What are you hearing from England?
Pardon?
What are you hearing from England
Nothing.
on your baby?
Nothing.
Nothing. They in reg-
Nothing.
the last hearing was supposed to be an adoption hearing. We received no official documentation from that hearing, that court case, whatever. It happened. They wouldn't. I don't know if you remember. The judge wouldn't allow us to attend it by video link here in Portugal. A Portuguese judge blocked it from us from entering the courthouse to sit there on video camera.
So we did one court hearing from Portugal. The English judge, she allowed it to do by video conference. And for another time,
The next one.
a Portuguese judge from that court stopped it from happening. That was a bit...
Yeah, something
going
I'll
on.
bet you he was a Mason,
Yes.
and the judge in England was a Mason.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They're using the Masonic. It's real heavy over there.
Yes. So that happened. The next thing we received was a form they wanted us to sign, so that the supposed adoptive parents, the adoptive people, will send us a letter, a friendly letter from them,
saying how Santiago is going.
how he is.
And like, first of all, we didn't want to sign nothing, and I'm not really up to reading letters that probably they are even fake, because I don't believe that they will be adopted. The campaign that we did was massive, and reading things that, oh, he's doing well, doing this or doing that, just trying to torture me, I'm not up to that, so I didn't sign anything.
And we are...
It'd be something if the adopted parents brought the baby to you and said, disappear. You know what I mean?
So we also...
We did receive some paperwork from the court in England, but through a Portuguese company of detectives, private detectives, and that is very weird.
Yeah, private detective company in Portugal sent some documents unofficially that they were just trying to influence us psychologically. They weren't official. They weren't done the proper way. It was sent through a third party. It was just psychological.
How come court papers, they would be sent by a private detective company from Portugal?
You know, I don't know. I've never heard of that. So
That's very dodgy.
people are just making it up as they go along.
Yeah, it's all just bullshit. It's all just being exactly like it. I could see that. This letter, this document they wanted us to sign. I have this thought that if we sign something, we're basically consenting them to do their evil, and they are no longer.
Absolutely, they just need your signature, and then they'll photocopy it on everything they need.
Exactly, and they're no longer child kidnappers, child thieves, all these negatives, because we've consented to their evil. So if we sign their documents, we are saying you can do your evil. It's okay. We consent. So we haven't signed that. We haven't done anything. So from that point on, this is a fair few months ago. We haven't heard anything.
Have you filed any petitions with The Hague yet?
With The Hague, yes, we sent your documents to The Hague.
Okay.
Your suit went to both courthouses in The Hague, the two different courts.
All right.
And we didn't hear anything from them. We didn't get anything back from that. Iolanda worked for 6 months on the Human Rights Court. What's it called?
Yeah, Court of Human Rights,
European Court of Human Rights, and it was a really huge
900 pages, everything compiled, all the proofs, everything, links from newspapers, links from TV programs of other mothers speaking about forced adoption, all the links, everything. They just said that you haven't been through. You didn't.
I'll say this. They came back with the reason that we didn't use all remedies in court. We didn't use all the appropriate court remedies, as in appealing in the courts and going through the courts and the high courts and the Supreme Courts, and they used that as a reason to dismiss it, to not accept it in, because we didn't appeal anything or do anything in the UK. Supposedly, we didn't follow their system. We used your papers and we did that.
All right.
So that's where we're at.
Well, they're fighting us. They got my clerk in jail 186 days now. They arrested his mother, 71 years old. Never even got a parking ticket in her whole life, and charged her criminally to try and get her son to participate in fiction. Arrested his sister and her husband and his other sister, and they bailed out on criminal charges. They never did anything with us. They're just trying to arrest everybody to get at him, and he just won't talk to them in fiction. He does everything in quantum. And it's now the judge just recused himself after 8 hearings. And they're bringing in a new judge now.
Is he the guy who runs the YouTube page for the postal court?
Yeah, but he hasn't paid his monthly dues, so they took it down. It's temporary on suspension.
Yes, they stole his house, didn't they? Or they stole his friend's.
Yeah, his brother's house.
Yes.
So then he went and he sued every attorney and every judge, not having an oath of office. Then he went up on YouTube and he syntaxed it on YouTube.
Yes.
And the sheriff's oath, and he exposed all the fraud, and they went out and arrested him and put him in jail. And they're claiming he's dangerous to all 50 states. And then the prosecuting attorney, and he's trying to write in quantum language now. Apparently, he brought him some university professors, and they told him that we did it right and that they were wrong. And the sheriff's department had a detective interview me, and the sheriff's detectives. I spent about 4 hours on the phone with them, and after I got done with them, they were fried. Let me tell you, they were ready to go arrest every attorney and lawyer and judge in the county.
Wow.
When they saw all the criminal activity that's going on right underneath their nose, and so everything is hands off when it comes to me, because I'm an ambassador with the UN, an elected king of Hawaii, which gives me diplomatic immunity, and I have my own country, so I have diplomatic immunity. Yes. As director.
You're the only man on the earth that has an own country, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the only guy that's got his own country, plus because I'm the correct PARSE syntax grammar country is so unique, they had to make its own country amongst the 12 billion fiction humans. So.
Our image frozen.
Yes. Is our image frozen, David? Can you still see
us? Yes, it is. Did I freeze too?
No, we can still see you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just bandwidth, that's all.
So David, I do have a question for you. The last time we spoke, you said some things about what's his name?
Russel Gould.
Russel Gould, yeah, and I have that as recorded. Now I haven't done it. Because there is a campaign with his people, and I feel that some of these people I've connected with on Facebook, I feel like are his followers, and they are his, they support him. Now, what you said to Iolanda and us was that Russell has deceived. What did he say? The words?
Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. But you said words along. I can't remember the exact words you used. But you said that he has deceived you in so many words that Russell.
Well, he wants to be in charge, but he doesn't have any court experience.
Yes. Well,
he's only got about 1/4 the education that I have as far as just in syntax. But I've got 3 PhDs, 535 college credits versus his high school diploma. And he's 42, and I'm 68 now.
Well, I've been questioning. Can I put that recording up on the internet? Because is that I don't want. It's only because of the
what
people,
recording?
Our last conversation. You said we talked about Russell. I record all our conversations, David. They're always recorded. But I have that recording of you saying that about Russell. I'm only saying this because of the campaign. It appears to be not a campaign. No, it's not a campaign. Russell is recording videos on YouTube and putting them up online, or has done, in relation to you supposedly being court-martialed. Now, that recording will have a bit of a. Well, the followers. I
haven't. Every person that knows me has called him a traitor, and
yes,
he's not in the military, and neither am I. So that's a joke.
Yep. Okay.
Government looks at it as a joke. He just embarrassed himself by doing that, not me.
Yep.
Government has no bones to pick with me.
Yep. That's fine then. Okay. I don't need to go anywhere.
However, Lloyd's of London, they're ready to pull their hair out. There's a company called Mid-Century that controls 25 of the largest insurance companies in the United States, which is owned by a Swiss company, which is owned by Lloyd's of London, and I syntax their insurance policy and put it up on the internet.
Yes. So
And so they're just spitting mad right now to cancel all my insurance policies.
Yes. Yes.
Milo, let me tell you one thing that just came to my mind. There is a Portuguese lady. She is still a student of law. Leonardo was against it for the obvious reasons. She's still a student, and she's Portuguese. She helped the Portuguese immigrant that in England, this old lady, she won a case in court, and the lawyers, they took the money and they said in court that that woman was mentally ill and she could not take care of her own money.
They stole the money. Okay.
So this student of law met this old lady in a cafe in England and promised to help her. Still as a student, she went to court, did it as a Mackenzie friend, and it seems started the process to get the money back for the woman, and proved in court that the woman was mentally well to take care of her own money.
Correct.
And they put that in the news in Portugal, and that was very well noticed in Portugal.
The woman supposedly won the case and got the money back for this that was stolen by a gang of lawyers.
I called that company for the lawyers, and I asked if that was true or not, because I wanted to get their services. And I understood that they thought I was a journalist, and they said that was they were taking that student to court. So my understanding is they were saying that all of that was true.
Yeah, she phoned the company that was sued by this woman to find out if that story was true, and she got confirmation that it was true.
So I contacted the student, and she already knew about my case, and I asked if she could somehow help me in anything that she would know, anything somehow that she could help. And she said, I will have a look. I'm not a lawyer yet, but I will have a look if in the European Court or anything at all. So I did a letter in the best way I could, using your language, the best way I know. And
okay.
And I wrote, you are going to act in the best interest of Santiago, in these kind of words, with clean hands, in the aim to bring the baby back to the mother, and something on these terms. And I made her, I said that she would send me back, sign, and send through the post. I put the stamp and I put my autograph. She did sign it. She said that the letter was very well done. She did sign it. She only sent me through the scan. She has not sent yet through the post.
Recorded delivery. She wanted it through recorded delivery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on that letter was written that anything and everything that she would do, it was for the best interest of Santiago, and for my best interest as well. So she contacted the adoption team asking you whereabout is Santiago, and she didn't get no answer yet. So I don't know nothing else from her. I'm just kind of like just trying, you know, just because she has done something for that lady. And I know Leonardo's opinion regarding that. All the lawyers, they are prostitutes. But, you know, she's still a student. Leonardo says once she will be a lawyer, she will...
When she swears the oath to be a lawyer, she will swear to lie for the rest of her life. That's what
yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Once she does that,
once she wrote that letter saying that she would act in clean hands, do you think she still can do anything against me?
I don't know. She might be an honest person. If she has possession of my technology she can become a judge, because only judges are allowed to use my technology to disqualify fiction.
But she hasn't sworn the oath yet, and I think she's going to swear the oath next year. Once she does that, then she becomes part of them, doesn't she? She swears to lie.
Well, what they do is the people wind up, once they take that oath to lie, if they break their oath, they can be arrested, they can be killed, they can be disbarred, depending on how hard they want to push it. So
if she went in as a lawyer with the baby's case, she would come under the power. Oh, how shall I word this? The power structure. The bosses would be telling her what to do. Is that
technically
right?
yes, but then at the same time, the Federal Styles Manual for England and Portugal and foreign vessels in dry dock, which are the courthouses.
Yes.
The Styles Manual is the only treaty of communicate correct writing, otherwise you're discriminated against. And I'll tell you what, everybody in Europe is screaming discrimination for one thing or another. You know, you got riots going on every day for discrimination.
Yes.
And when it comes to grammar, that touches everybody. Everybody. I don't care if it's religion, politics, industrial espionage. Doesn't matter what it is. When it comes to grammar, it covers every category, and I've got jurisdiction under every category because of it.
Get the letter. But anyway, I'll never sign anything for her, but she has done a contract with me, so.
Well, she hasn't done it properly because
But,
she hasn't sent it by recorded post. She's just sent a scan. Well, that's not an official contract, is it?
In other words, she hasn't put her foot in her mouth yet.
Yes.
Excuse me being blunt, but that's the only way I can express it.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember to say to me, Iolanda, don't contract with that lawyer. That guy is going to help to steal your baby. And I even mentioned that lawyer to you. That guy has tried to be a consul in Portugal, so he's trying to go now into politics. So he definitely has used my baby just to be on TV and to be famous. That kind of.
Yeah, you obviously picked up that she was talking to a lawyer or something, David, and you said to her, that lawyer you're talking to, he's not going to help you.
Yeah, and I would just have received an email from that guy. That was in the very beginning. I was like, wow.
We all have that ability, don't we, David? We all have the disability.
Everybody doubts me until they got their fingers burnt in the cookie jar, and they go like, well, Dave was right along. Yeah. I told my friend, she just settled up on this insurance claim. She got about $300,000. They only gave her $21,000, and she's got $50,000 in medical bills. And they kept telling her, if David comes in, you're not going to get anything at all. We're not going to settle with you on anything. If you even talk about David, we won't give you any money. I mean, they were so hell bent on keeping me out of the whole picture because I proved that they lied and I exposed them. Yes. But she figures, well, they wouldn't lie to me. They're an insurance company. Of course they're going to lie to you.
Well,
it just scares me up how stupid people can be.
This reminds me, Iolanda, she got hit by a car and had a car accident some years ago, and it took them 3 or 4 or 5 years to pay up. But what actually happened is they weren't going to pay up, and Iolanda was going in the office and this and that and phoning them up and all that until I told Iolanda to write a letter in correct grammar to them, and they paid up
45 days to
and we
pay.
gave them 45 days to pay. We put a stamp in the corner, autograph across the stamp, sent that in within, say, 2 weeks, was it?
Yeah.
2 weeks. It was in Iolanda's bank.
Yeah. 800
You
euros.
would have loved to be in the court. We're in this conference meeting today for I had a burglary for about $4,000, and the insurance company hasn't settled in 6 months, and now they sent it to a lawyer to try and disqualify me. And I walked in there and I had syntaxed the lawyer's paperwork and the insurance company paperwork. I told them, "How the hell did you guys wind up picking up this case?" I says, "You know who I am? I'm the guy that closed Washington Mutual." I said, "I'm the most dangerous person in the world." I says, "And you go ahead and you sign on to this thing." And he's acting really stupid.
Yeah.
And finally, I syntaxed I showed him his own paperwork. I says, "You signed this," I says, "and you sent it to me in the mail. That's mail fraud to extort money." And he did it in fiction. I says, "And now you're trying to collect money from the insurance company, which was a fraudulent insurance policy and carries a $25 million fine per policy. In every case that you've written in fiction to go ahead and extort money from an insurance policy, from an insurance company, is $25 million a pop against your risk management $3 million policy. That puts you out of business and in prison for 30 years. I says, "And I'm the prosecuting judge that prosecutes the judges and attorneys and insurance companies for fraudulent grammar." I says, "And I syntaxed it. I gave you a key code." I says, "And here's what the lawsuit looks like." I gave him a little Cliff Note version of it, just 1 page. I says, "A full lawsuit with all the definitions is 8 pages long, and it's ready to go." I says, "If I don't see a check in 10 days, I says, then we're going to do it the long way. I'm going to hold a trial on the internet. I'm going to syntax this insurance policy publicly so everyone in the world can see how fraudulent this is. I'm going to syntax your oath of office. I'm going to syntax your paperwork that you sent me in no contract language." I says, "And when I get done," I says, "ain't nobody going to be left standing. There's going to be no medical insurance or car insurance or product liability insurance or travel insurance for airlines, planes, trains, boats, shipping." I says, "Lloyd's of London's going to eat this." I says, "I told you to give back that baby, and you didn't."
Yes.
You know, the next day they canceled all my insurance here in Milwaukee.
Yes.
The minute you sent my name to Lloyd's of London, they called Milwaukee up. And then I went in for to interview my insurance agent. And the owner of the company comes out along with 3 of his insurance agents. And the one guy was a college professor in English for 20 years before he got tired of the bullshit at the college. And he became an insurance agent. Well, during my presentation, syntaxing the fraudulent insurance policy for State Farm, Mid-Century, and American Family and Farmers, he threw up on the floor. He got so upset because of how big the lie was, and he didn't want to be part of it. He threw up right on the conference table and on the floor. You should have seen the way he boiled up and turned red. I thought he was going to explode. When he realized that he was selling fraudulent insurance policy, he'd go to prison for 30 years and then fined for every penny he's ever had in his life.
Wow.
And then I went to the insurance commission in Madison, Wisconsin, and the three directors of the insurance for the state of Wisconsin sat there and cried for 45 minutes, thinking they were all going to prison for 30 years when I got done with my presentation. They understood fully that it was an engineered fraud. And this fraud has been going on for 8,500 years. And the people in charge of the fraud, which is the attorneys, the judges, and the lawyers, and the doctors, and psychiatrists, and politicians, and the Masons, they're doing their damnedest to kidnap everybody and anybody that knows about correct grammar. I says, well, there's 5 billion of us, and there's only 3 million of you. I said, so when they come hunting, they're gonna put you guys all in prison at the same time. It says you might be putting real criminals 5 to a cell, which is only supposed to be 2 to a cell. We're gonna put 10 of you guys in the same room, standing next to each other.
David, I just got, I was opening the computer. Can I read to you what I sent to that lady?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote the address in the top, and I put the title, Correspondence Before Action. I put 1, I, Iolanda, and my full name, Portuguese single, date of birth. 2nd, whereby state and confirm I am the natural mother of Santiago, David Menino Edwards, and I give full authorization to Alexandra da Silva, date of birth, the director and consultant of Imperial Consultants, company number, I went to find it, with register office, address, to represent me and act on my behalf, demonstrating good faith, good conscience, with clean hands to protect Santiago and my rights and interests for the safe return of Santiago, my son, back to my full care, in compliance with my wishes. I, Iolanda, will send 2 copies to Alexandra of the original autographed agreement by registered post, postal claim number. Then in 3rd I put I, Alexandra, date of birth, the director and consultant of Imperial Consultants, company number, with register office address, confirm to represent Iolanda and act on her behalf, demonstrating good faith, good conscience, with clean hands to protect Santiago and Iolanda's rights and interests for the safe return of Santiago back to Iolanda's full care in compliance with her wishes. I, Alexandra da Silva, confirm I will keep 1 original copy and send to Iolanda the 2nd original wet signed copy of this confirmation by registered post. I autograph it and made a place for her to sign. What do you think?
Sounds good.
She can't do bad against it, otherwise she will.
She did what?
If she would do anything against me, it would be against this contract, isn't it? So I would not sign anything against. I'm just leaving space for her to, if she wants to do something good, to do it. I will not sign anything, so.
Yeah, you've autographed. It's an autograph.
Yeah.
She's signed, but she hasn't sent you the original copy.
No, she said that probably was sent to the old address, and she gave me a new address.
And she's
and for
lying.
me to do it again.
She's lying.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, these people, I tell you, they look like they're trying to help you, but they're stabbing you in the back every time. They're trying to protect their craft, as in witchcraft.
Witchcraft, yes.
Yeah.
It's witchcraft.
Oh, so too.
I've just fitted another camera to the computer. That's why you can see us.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, it's frozen
I'm
again.
just going to show to you what I have been learning on YouTube and I have been doing to sell.
Can you see that?
Can you see it? You can't.
You're still frozen, by the way.
It's frozen.
Yes.
There's not enough bandwidth. Usually at this distance or halfway around the world. Oh, there you go again. You're on again. Oh, cool.
She's making stuff. Yeah.
So.
You know what? I should send you my book and have you print my book up in Europe, and then you guys sell them so you can make money.
Thank you.
Yes, David.
That would really, because I got people trying to send stuff over here, and they won't. It takes them 2-3 weeks to get the post through, and they're just pulling their hair out.
Yes. Well, when I first heard about your correct grammar in the book, Mark at the time said that the DHL were blocking it and stuff and stealing them.
Really?
Oh yeah, shit. They don't. You see, Canada. If they stop your car and my book's in your car's gets impounded and they sell it at auction. Just because you know or got my business card in your wallet, they steal your car in Canada.
Do you know
They
when
are so crazy to put me on a business up in Canada.
when we were trying to send you that coin, it was a nightmare.
Oh, do you remember the coin we sent you, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they found out it was for you,
Yeah, as
the
soon
shop.
they would get the address, they would deny it to do it.
Oh, what I should have done is send it to my daughter
Well,
at this address with her name.
Yeah, we asked a friend and he sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, that's what they got to do in Canada. They got to contact family members on this side of the border. I mail it to them. They drive across and they smuggle my books in. And, you know, and the people that get my books, they're so freaking happy about it, and all their friends are trying to steal it from them.
Yes.
You know, because they can't put it down.
Yes.
And then a guy called me this morning. He goes like, last week my friend told me to watch this 20-minute video of yours. He says, it's been 70 hours. He says, I haven't had any sleep. He says, I watched that 9-hour video 3 times, and then I discovered these other ones from North Carolina and the ones from Australia. He said, I can't turn you off. He says, you totally fried my brain. He said, becoming dysfunctional.
Well, when I first watched your 9-hour one, I did it in one evening too. One day, sorry, the 9-hour one. Wow.
You know, I'd watch my own video, and I sit there, and 6 hours later, I just realized I watched my own video. Man, that's really good shit. I haven't used that in a long time, you know. There's 400 hours of material, and I only do like 9 hours to 20 hours at a time, you know, 400 hours. So you get me on a roll on something, I might talk 4 or 5 hours on one topic.
Yes.
And, you know, it's, you know, I have fun doing what I do. I like it, you know, and I shoot video here at my house, and I post that now and then.
Yeah, we started making videos as well.
Sure.
We're doing that too.
Yeah.
YouTube
you
content. I just hopefully the camera's going to work, but it keeps freezing.
Yeah, there it goes again. It just freezes because of the bandwidth.
This is a result of
Pretty.
That's a result of YouTube as well. YouTube teaches everything. So that's
Is that a purse or a knapsack?
It's a rucksack.
it's a rucksack.
Rucksack. I don't know what you call them in America.
Yeah.
For your over
What do
shoulders.
they call them? Backpacks.
Backpack. Yeah, it's a backpack. Yeah.
So
Okay.
just watch YouTube, and that's what I have been doing now.
Okay, cool.
Some people, they appreciate my effort, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm getting the money for the rent.
People give her donations, and they give extra. They
Yeah.
They give the donation for
It's a nice fabric,
and they always give extra as well. It's really kind.
So and it's very therapeutic sewing.
Oh, you guys are pretty well syndicated with all the other parents that had their babies stolen too, right?
Yes, we've.
In contact. Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Did you say contact? In contact is.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we have.
everybody that's got children that's had their babies stolen by the government.
We've connected with loads of them.
Yeah.
And you know, what's giving these people have done nothing wrong. Somebody wants to buy your baby and they're going to steal it from you.
Yeah. Do you
I mean,
know,
it's so evil.
do you know what, David? I found that the human can be so bad.
Monsters. The word human means monster. Look it up in the dictionary once.
Yes.
Yes. That
Yes.
You know why I sympathize? Because they took my 3 babies away from me and said, you're a man, you can't raise your children. It was 6 weeks before I saw my kids again. They broke my heart. I broke their ass, I'll tell you what. I removed 5,000 judges and 4,000 attorneys from practice since they did that to me.
Yes.
I shut down 30,000 people in fraudulent foreclosures now with the banks. Cost the banks over $2 trillion. They had to pay the federal government $400 billion for the securities and exchange fraud and $26 billion just for the California mortgage fraud. I mean, when I do something, I do it big. He paid Solomon Islands $880 million. Queen Elizabeth did for the genocide they did down there.
That's right. Yeah.
That just, you know, I don't do anything small. So
They do requirements.
I'm working a 12, 16-hour day, 7 days a week. It just doesn't stop. With the phone ringing and everybody's calling me with one nightmare after another. And everybody claims to have the most corrupt court in the world.
They're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all. Every English court is corrupt, no matter what country they opened up that practice in.
The ghost face.
Yeah, so
It is disgusting. Yes, it's disgusting. Vile. I call them all They are a subspecies, David, aren't they?
yeah,
They
got that.
They really are a subspecies.
And they all have the same face. We have noticed that. They all have the same face.
I always notice, like, I learnt them from the social workers and the people that stole our baby. Now, when I look around the streets, I see the same types in the streets and on the TV. They have a face, they have a look, you can see it in their eyes. Like the film They Live, you know the film They Live, where he wears the glasses and you can see
and all the attorneys got to wear ties, and the judges got to wear ties. That means they're on a dog leash. You got a leash around their neck. And they all walk around once the temperature drops below like 40 degrees. They all have to wear long black coats that go down to their ankles, the men and the women.
Yes.
That's their
That's clothes.
Disguise.
Disguise, yes.
The devil.
Dead clothes, isn't it?
They have to be clean shaven. They can't have long hair, just like military cut. Some of the older attorneys, like 40 years seniority, they don't really bother them with much. They know too many secrets to ruffle their feathers, but the young ones are kept on a real tight leash. Yes. Until they get them broke in.
Yes, the city council that stole our baby, the what they call them, there's a lawyer, what they called, not the bailiff, that skinny horrible creature man. He became a judge soon after our case.
Yeah.
Oh, the prosecuting, the barrister.
Yeah.
Barrister, yes.
Or solicitor, yeah.
He became a judge soon after our case. They rewarded him. Disgusting.
I'm a barrister with the New South Wales, Australia, New Zealand.
Yes.
The chief land court judge, chief federal land court judge for New South Wales, Australia, New Zealand, appointed by the Supreme Court of New South Wales. And Queen Elizabeth personally made me a barrister, thinking she could keep me under control, and I just backfired all over her. I prosecuted 129 judges in New Zealand and Australia.
That's right, yes. She's nearly finished, though, isn't she? She'll be leaving this place.
Yeah, she works for the Masons. She's not even a queen. She's lying to the public.
Yeah, she's a White Star Mason. Is that correct? White Star Mason? I think you called it.
Yeah, no, he's a 34-degree Mason, Eastern Star.
Eastern Star, that's the one.
Eastern Star Mason.
Yes.
And that's for the women. But when you become a Mason, you got to give up your title to the Masons, which means the title of king or queen goes to the Masons, not to her. She's just a 34-degree puppet on a string.
Actor, yes. Another actor.
Wow. An actor. That's the right word, actor. ACT, no contract.
Yes. Vile things.
So is it the masonry, the leaders? The guys.
What's that?
Are they the leaders? The masonry.
The Masons are about 90% of all the politicians are Masons.
Mark has said to me before, if they asked you the Masons to join up before they stole our baby, your baby wouldn't have been stolen if you were a Mason.
They would have never touched you, yeah.
Is it possible somehow to get in to save Santiago?
Is it possible for what?
To get in
to get into the masonry to save Santiago?
Yeah, you can apply. Just go down to the local lodge, and you go down to Eastern Star Lodge and apply, and they'll send you to school. You haven't done anything wrong.
Do we what is that? Would I want to? I've, you know, when you
look into masonry, sometimes it comes up a lot of negative things.
Yes.
Like
is it misunderstood?
Satanic, is
Yeah, I know they
put out a lot of misinformation.
There's alternative agendas. There's many different types and levels. But what you'll do is you'll learn about human management when you join the Masons. See, as a 92nd degree, I'm the highest ranking Mason in the world. And every place I go, senior Masons from the lodges meet with me. And when I get done with them, they're sitting there and they're crying in 20 minutes. They're going like, you are who you say you are. We didn't know you could do that. The fact that you can learn any language in 15 minutes, that is they can't even comprehend that. Like, they put any foreign language in front of me, I learned it in 15 minutes. They're going like, that's impossible. And then you can take that foreign language you just learned, translate it to anybody else's language with no translation deviation, frontwards and backwards. They're going like, that's insane. How's your brain wired for that? You know, you're the only human being on planet Earth who can do that. Even Russell can't do that.
No, of course not. The camera went off.
Yeah.
It's coming.
There it goes.
So the woman
only, Skype gives you so much bandwidth for a phone call, and then they cut it off.
Yeah, we've got fiber.
It's 6 o'clock here, so the bandwidth is getting really, really busy right now because everybody's getting home from work and dinner, and that's what makes that happen.
Are they the women accepted as well in Masonry, or is just for men?
No, women got just as much both in politics and courts and attorneys. They all talk in sign language. When you're in court, they'll be sitting there like this here, but they're actually doing number codes. Yeah. Hands and covering their eyes up and
coughing.
With their head coughing. Yeah, doing all kinds of shit. But it's all pre-rehearsed out at the golf course or at the country club. So when you get into court, they know exactly how to have a conversation. Yeah. And then I was in there and I
pointed it all out.
Court reporter, I said, hey, these two guys are having a secret conversation with sign language because they're both Masons. And the court reporter goes like, yeah, I noticed there's something fishy going on. She says, you guys are illegal. I'm packing up. I can't record your sign language. And she walks out of the room. The judge don't say shit because he got caught. So he cancels the hearing.
Yeah.
And when we were in court and I gave your papers to them, I don't know if you remember that night that you were dictating me what to write, and I gave that saying that I'm the natural mother. When I gave the papers to the clerk of the court, everyone just started to cough. Do you remember? Yeah. Everyone. All of them, they were coughing at the same time. It was crazy. Like, you are so obvious that it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they were very unstable.
Well, see, the clerk of the court is the judge, not the judge. The judge is an actor.
Yeah.
You can go to, for England, it's Corporation Act 2000. The U.S., it's Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 44 and 44.1. You can look that up on the internet. The sentence is the same in Portugal as well as in England. You just got to change the numbers, but the sentence is the same.
She was trying to deny to receive the papers and saying, oh, that's for the judge. I said, no, that's for the clerk of the judge.
The clerk of the court.
Clerk of the court.
What you do is you say to the clerk, well, see, the clerk signs the stamps. That makes her a postmaster. And the postmaster takes the money. That makes her a banker. So you're a postmaster, banker, clerk. When I looked all three of those up, it says that you're the judge in Black's Law Dictionary.
Yeah, I didn't know that at that time, but yes.
But do you want to say how was your travel? And where
We
you-
did that in Winnipeg, and we did that in Edmonton. We did that in Alberta. And the judge walked out of the courtroom. The clerk stood up and reprimanded every attorney there for not protecting her identity.
Do you want to say to Mila?
Oh, yes.
With
Do
the
you-
passport?
Do you remember you helped me with my travels to travel to the UK?
Yeah.
So yeah, went
Went to Spain.
Spain, Seville, beautiful place, David. Should go there. Seville in Spain. It's a lovely town. Lovely. Is it a city?
You went to the post office.
So I went to the post office there. Everything went smoothly, straight in. They just did it, and no questions, didn't ask. I went to France, Lille in France. Went straight in the post office and straight
I
through.
travel all over Europe. I don't have any problems, even without. I got a passport, of course, but I mailed Russell registered mail to Paris and back to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, registered mail.
Yes.
And that's the first time that's ever happened in 100 years. No one ever once mailed a human being registered mail. And being a postmaster with my own country and our badge, and the next guy that tried to do it got 8 years in prison in New York State.
Yeah, they shut the hole straight after that.
Oh, yeah, after we successfully did it, they had the Congress and the Senate and the legislature had to meet in emergency session and pass laws to prevent anybody else from copying what we did. And then after it gave us our own country at the United Nations, they shut that all down, and I'm the only guy in America or the world with his own country.
Yes.
But they all voted. But the whole world recognizes that David-Wynn Miller is the only guy on the planet that knows what he's doing.
Yes. So do you
So
think...
you're in good company, my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll always be there for you. I don't care how long you live. I'll always be there for you.
Thank you,
Okay.
David.
Back to 8 death certificates now. What can I say? I'm a freak.
Well, this is it's nature, because this must be nature, natural. Is it? What's
Well, you know,
happening?
I mean, do I look 68 years old?
No,
No,
that's all.
no.
I mean, everybody sees me, goes like, "You're 68. Whatever you're taking, I want some of it."
Yeah. Well,
I put my speedos on, and I go swimming over at the pool with the college kids. Nobody knows I'm 68. And I'll ask the kid, I say, "How old are you?" "I'm 19. I'm on a swim team over at UWM." I'm going, "Oh, that's good."
do you race?
He says, "What college do you go to?" I says, "College?" I says, "I was a college professor." I says, "But I'm 68. He looks at me and you go like, "No way." I only weigh 170 pounds. Stand 5'10".
Are you still on your juice diet, are you?
Yeah, I still drink my green slime every morning. Good stuff. I use 1 pound of spinach leaves,
Good.
1 pound of celery,
Oh.
big, large cucumber about 12 inches long. I take all the seeds out of it. They don't. My stomach don't like the seeds.
Yeah.
They're too big. So I throw that all in a blender together with about a quart of apple juice. Makes it sweet. Real easy to drink, too. It tastes real good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I drink a 20-ounce glass of that every morning for breakfast. It keeps you real regular, I'll tell you.
Yes.
Health-wise, I feel really good all the time.
Yeah,
Yes,
you look
yes.
very good. You look very good.
And then yesterday, I made 3 gallons of spaghetti sauce. I took a half a gallon of my green slime and I dumped it in my spaghetti sauce, so it's got lots of vegetables in it. And then my daughter and her boyfriend took home a couple quarts of it because they live in a house sharing it with 6 other people. And everybody got a nice big 1 pound bowl full of spaghetti and noodles.
Oh, wow.
And she called me up. She says, "They ate the whole half gallon of sauce we brought home. All 6 of them, and they're all fighting for it. It's the best spaghetti they ever had." I said, "Well, it was made with ground sirloin and my vegetables."
Yes. Very good.
I have fun. I like to cook. When I cook, I do big. I'll make like chicken soup. I'll make 4 gallons of it at a time. Get a couple of roasted chickens. I throw them in a big 5-gallon pot of water, and I boil them until they all fall apart. Pick all the bones out. Then I make sure all the meat's all chopped up real good, and I'll throw in a pound of sweet peas and a couple of pounds of potatoes cut up. And see what else do I put in? I put carrots, a bunch of carrots in there, and then pasta noodles, about 4 pounds worth of pasta noodles. It brings it up to almost 5 gallons when it swells up.
Oh wow, that's.
See, when it's real soupy, right? But when you throw the noodles in there, that sucks all the water up, and it's all got this real heavy chicken flavor. So that goes right into the noodles, so everything tastes good.
Oh yes.
I got chicken, really, really thick chicken broth for dinner for a month. I don't have to cook. I just pull the jar out, pour it in, throw it in the microwave for 45 seconds, and I got hot dinner.
Oh wow! Use a microwave. Well, I threw away my microwave.
I have eaten 90% of all the food I eat is in the microwave since I was 14.
Really?
You know, the water molecule has 6 sides. You pour it in your plant will grow just fine. You take that same water and you put it in a microwave for a minute, which will bring it up to about 120 degrees. And if you look at the molecule under an electron microscope, it has 12 to 15 sides, not 6. And if you put it in a plant, it'll kill the plant in 4 days.
Yeah, I've seen it.
The plant cannot assimilate microwave water.
Oh, wow.
There's some kids who've done
The H2O molecule. Real weird. I mean, that happens, you know. You think water is just H2O, hydrogen, oxygen. Not true. When you microwave it, it changes the shape of the molecules and really makes it all distorted. But I don't know. I don't drink water unless it's microwaved.
Really?
Wow, Dave. Wow.
Maybe that's what's keeping me young.
Yes.
I like my latte every morning too. About 20-ounce glass of milk, and then I put a tablespoon of coffee, instant coffee in it, because it doesn't have any acid, and I have my latte. That's what a latte is. It's just boiled milk with coffee in it.
Yeah.
You pay $5 for it down at the Starbucks. That's bullshit. You got about 10 cents worth of milk and 2 cents worth of coffee grounds, and that's it.
You drink that in one session, one go.
Yeah.
That takes you through the whole day.
No, it doesn't. It takes about 15 minutes to gulp that down.
Yeah.
I don't have adrenal glands, so I don't get hyper. I don't do anything. I'm always cool and calm.
That's right.
At that meeting today, when I met these lawyers today for the insurance settlement, the guy he got so upset when I syntaxed his insurance policy and what he was doing, trying to get me to talk to him, and I charged him with about 15 criminal acts. He lost his cool. 60-year-old man, and he jumps up. He tried coming across the table, and his 2 partners grabbed him and pulled him back in his chair. He says, "You're a freaking criminal, and you want me to talk to you and participate in your fiction and your lies? You engineered this lie. It's a $25 million fine." I says, "I better have a check for $3,000 in 10 days, or you're out of business." I says, "You go and you check out who I am. I'm America's #1 worst enemy for judges, attorneys, and lawyers. You call the FBI, they'll give you a rundown. They got 2 feet of paperwork on me." I've won 16 insurance settlements by syntaxing the insurance policies, and for a lot more money than they were offering. Because the penalty to fight me is $25 million, not $3,000.
Sorry, the penalty to fight you. Did you say fight you?
Yeah. It's $25 million.
Wow.
Even in your country. Look up the insurance fraud laws. Just type up Portuguese or England for the word fraud or false and misleading statements. Just that phrase. It'll bring up about 150 laws in your country. And you start compiling all that for all the fraud they did to take away your child. They used fraudulent grammar, and my technology shows that it was engineered to steal without authorization. Engineered, not an accident, not a misspelled word. Engineered.
Yeah.
And they think they can shove that down to people. Every week you hear of another country where the dictators are being thrown out of office and the people are electing new people because my technology exposes their fraud through grammar. This is happening all over the world. What was all that noise going on over there in Portugal with your independence stuff going on there?
Oh no, that's Spain, isn't it? Catalonia.
Catalonia.
Catalonia and Spain, yes. That's it. Yeah.
Do you know that before I went to, it was the last port, there was a Portuguese mother that contacted me saying that she was told that Santiago was in one of the children's institution in Portugal, and Leonardo said they are just coming to you just to disturb you. And I have a Portuguese father to who they have taken the children as well. And once in a while he rings me saying that he's compiling information, that he knows and has the proof that the nurse that went to my house gave me a cocktail and
of drugs
and was not for the placenta to birth, and he's going to give me all of that one day. It's just a bit weird because there is no proof that Santiago has left UK, and why this woman would tell me that Santiago is in Portugal, or why she would lie. It's also dodgy. I don't know if these people, they are coming to me just to disturb me.
Emotionally hurt you, make you feel...
Let me ask you this question here.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s, it was popular to give a specific drug to women who just got pregnant in the first couple of weeks. And after it came out, 30 years later, that drug that they were giving the women sterilized the babies so they couldn't have children. My girlfriend was one of those children. That's why after 15 years of sleeping together, we never had any kids. And I was wondering, maybe when you went to your doctor, maybe the first couple of weeks when you got pregnant, that they gave you a chemical that was issued by the government as an experiment.
No, I haven't taken anything.
Well, maybe did you get a shot since you became pregnant?
Nothing.
You didn't drink anything or have any pills or anything like that?
Nothing at all. They did try to give me a vaccine. I said no, thank you. They even just small pills. Just what was that for?
They'll tell you one thing, but it's actually part of this.
Yeah, some supplements.
Human experiments.
No, I haven't taken nothing.
Babies.
Nothing at all. Nothing while I was pregnant. So it was only on after gave birth when she said that was to the placenta to birth.
To induce the placenta. She had an injection. Yeah. Iolanda asked for an injection eventually to induce the birth of the placenta.
Yeah. But these guys telling me that she went to the hospital and she got a cocktail and that person saw it. That person that made her to sign for that documentation, that person said to this father that there was a cocktail and it was not the right medication for the birth of the placenta. So I don't know, I find it's a bit dodgy why someone would say even these things, and why these guys coming to me to tell me this. I don't know, it's just a bit weird.
They probably wanted to see if you were also a victim of foul play.
Victim of what?
Foul play.
What's that?
Foul play.
Crime.
Criminal activity.
Criminal activity, yes.
The word foul, F-O-W-L, F-O-U-L, and the word criminal are synonyms of each other.
Which way?
Well, the crime of giving another a poison to make you sick. That's a crime, isn't it?
It's just like when I was in the hospital, they poisoned me. Yeah. Last year, they tried it 5 times at the VA. Each time, I was successful in saving my own life by removing the poison and then getting Benadryl. And I went to the hospital with my own Benadryl. So in the event that they gave me any shit in that, I could take prednisone and Benadryl together and counteract the poisons. And 5 times they tried to kill me. And then when I was at Tripler, they did it again. Only this time they succeeded. I really did die.
This is in Hawaii.
Yeah, in Hawaii. Somebody sent an order down to kill me.
Yes. And they killed the other people in that room.
4 other people died, yeah. Remember they had that movie, Jack Reacher, where they shot 5 people to hide one?
I'm not sure.
Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher.
Is that the name of the film?
It's on Netflix.
What's the name of the film?
Do you know the name? Well,
Jack Reacher, Netflix.
Jack Richard.
Reacher. R-E-A-C-H-E-R. Jack Reacher.
Reacher. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But that's what they did to us. They figured by killing so many that they could cover up killing me specifically. But that didn't work. Even after I died, I still came back. The people in the future want me alive because of what I'm doing.
Yes.
And they're going to make sure they're going to reset the clock and reset anything they got to reset to make sure that I'm here doing my job with a clear head. So.
Yes.
Well, as I was in hospital, I was given a bedroom, a small bedroom, and there was a TV in there without remote control, and there was a window, and the 2 doctors, they asked me if I had a window. Like, they were testing me, and they kept asking, do you not have a window in your bedroom? And I'm like,
what's it
weird
mean?
question. And after I said that to my mum, and my mum said they probably were inviting you to commit suicide or something like that. So
yeah,
and they did try to put me in how they say, to get in hospital
as an inpatient. Yeah, they wanted her to be an inpatient. They tried to admit her into hospital.
Called an Article 29, where they can declare once you're in the hospital for anything, they can exercise an Article 29, say you're incompetent to protect yourself, give you a shot of loony juice,
yes,
and you'll trip out, and then they send you over to an institution to shut you up, and you'll be juiced up for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Do you know what? In the paperwork, they do say that I was in hospital because I got an infection.
Yes,
and they justify that Santiago was in hospital because I had an infection, when actually they were the ones that took Santiago there to the hospital. So they did say that I had an infection. Just all around lies and lies. It's
a place of evil, David.
Yes, I know. I was when I was at Tripler, they infected me about 6 different times. I got sick, and I wasn't there for that. And I got sick with other things that almost killed me.
It's a place of evil. Hospitals are a place of evil. There's a sadistic doctor working at.
I've got 2 letters from military police detectives that are sitting in a San Francisco prison right now. One uncovered 30 murders. The other one uncovered 60 murders at the VA center. And I got 19 of them here in Milwaukee, besides myself.
What's a VA center? Is that a hospital?
The VA hospitals are killing the vets.
Yes.
And so these guys they uncovered it. They got the proof. And before they could go to the TV and radio stations and blow the lid off as a whistleblower, they arrested them and locked them in solitary confinement.
So
otherwise, people wouldn't join the military.
Yes, and the army vets.
A major investigation.
Sorry, the army vets have been poisoned, haven't they?
You know the Gulf War from '73.
Exactly. Yes.
250,000. Every single soldier that went to Iraq,
yes,
died. All their wives died, and all their children died when they came home. 250,000 people died.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that they were poisoned.
All up. They call it the Gulf syndrome, and they covered it up,
Yes.
and they erased it from history.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the vaccines. They injected him via vaccines and the tablets to. No.
King Hussein sprayed the sand, and they walked through this shit. He inoculated his own people, made them immune, but the Americans, when they came in, every one of them died. They didn't have the antidote.
I didn't know. Wow. I didn't know that.
It changed their DNA and killed their wives and their children. It was passed on genetically.
Unbelievable.
250,000 people died.
So the cover story was that the vets had vaccines and tablets for this and that. That's what they publicly put out. That's what I always thought the Gulf syndrome was.
Being a federal judge, I got my fingers with 5 billion students worldwide.
Yes.
Who want the changes.
Yes.
Called me up and gave me, when enough people from enough locations called me up, I had the evidence I needed.
Yes, you can put it together, can't you?
But why all of this? It's just to kill people and reduce the population, or it's just for money? Why all of this? Why?
Population control.
Sorry?
Population control.
They have to reduce the amount of people so then can easily control.
There's only enough food and energy for 8 billion people. The population of the world is 12 billion. If they have one bad year of crops, there'll be a pandemic, and 4 to 5 billion people will die in 1 year from starvation.
I thought that wouldn't be true. I thought there would be enough food for everyone that the nature would provide. But all right, okay.
They pay the farmers not to plant. We've had a 7-year drought in California where we grow all of our fruits and vegetables. 7 years now.
Is that not
engineered? Hasn't rained there. The Colorado River by Las Vegas is down 100 feet. There's no water.
It's not been raining here either. Yeah.
Global warming. Weather's changing. It goes different places now.
Yeah, we know, but there's a lot of engineering going on with that, isn't there?
Yeah.
The fires in Portugal.
You must
the laser things of the airplanes.
Do you have any knowledge about that? Actually, there's talk of lasers.
What, the chemtrails?
No, there's been fires across Portugal, and people have been seeing laser lights that have been hitting the ground, and fires starting.
Trees are burning from the inside throughout.
Trees, yes, trees burning from inside.
Yeah, they have laser cannons in space, satellites.
Yep, that's what
they just find a dry area and they shoot a laser beam down and starts a brush fire.
Yep. Yes, that's.
Everyone said that they have never seen such thing. The fire was really not controllable. It was really bad. So. And the Prime Minister said that it's going to happen again. He said that.
On TV, yeah, we saw that, didn't we?
Everyone was like, he cannot say that.
How does he know?
How do you know that another fire is going to happen? I don't think so. He really thought about what he's saying. It's unbelievable.
They have to tell you the truth.
You always chalk it up to sci-fi, don't you know?
It's just unbelievable.
Well, I'm going to let you guys go.
Hey, David.
Thank you.
I'll go eat dinner.
Thank you for coming.
It's great to speak to David.
It's really nice to see you.
Good catching up with you guys again. Now I know I got my Skype up. I just loaded it last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's a new computer.
Yeah, I've been. Your Skype has been away. You know the yellow light. It says away, and then today I saw it was green, so I straight away called you because it said you've been away for so long. So.
Yeah, I was offline for 5 years. I was living in Hawaii.
Yes.
Whenever you caught up with me here in Milwaukee, it's because I came home for a couple of weeks. That's all.
Oh.
But I've been flying back and forth all the time. Still the wanderer.
Okay.
Right, Dave. Thank you then.
All right. Thank you for bringing conversation with us. It's nice to catch up.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta catch up with Chris.
Where's Chris?
Who's that then?
UK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got a big following now, and he's doing real good.
Do you mean Mark?
Mark Christopher, yeah.
Yeah, of course, Christopher. Yes.
Hey,
Mark Christopher.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah. He's just stopped speaking with Leon.
Yeah, he don't speak to us.
Email on your address, I'll send you a book. You guys can print up the books and distribute them out there.
Sorry?
And sell them for $200 euro. I say I'll send you a book. You can copy it and then start selling them out there. Make some money for yourself.
Thank
So
you.
you keep your fight going on the.
Thank you.
Nice having you guys print stuff up in Europe there.
So we would have to find a publisher, or we wouldn't use a publisher, would we? Have to self-publish it.
Just no. Well, you get a local printing press, little print company.
Yes.
Make a deal with them. Always cash and carry. No records.
Yes.
Because the minute they find out who's publishing them, they'll shut them down.
Yes.
Got to keep everything secret.
Yes. So shall I? Did you say email you, or should I do it? Send it through here.
Email your address.
Send
me an email of your address, and I'll send you the book.
Yes. Okay.
But then you would sell that without name. Is that better? No name, nothing.
No, what he said was when you go to
protect.
the printing company, you pay by cash,
Okay, yeah.
so you don't have a record.
But does he sell under his name or no name, nothing?
What does that mean?
What they would do, they'd cut the edge off the binder, and then they'd run it through a copy machine and put it in their computer so they could manufacture it on the computer.
But you would have to give me could you write us a permission letter? Do we need something like that?
Right.
Like a copy claim as well, these types of things.
Right.
So yeah, okay, fine. Great. So we could be the distributor in a sense for
Correct.
Europe and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that idea. Thank you so much, David.
Do we get the military in here in the house?
So
Are we going to get the military in here in the house for that?
Are going to do what?
Getting the military in here.
What about the military?
I don't know.
Would they come here? I think you said. Did you say would they come here?
The military, the army. Do we get the army in here because of the book?
They're not going to bother you.
I have taken Santiago already, so nothing else can happen.
Yes.
All right, kids. Be good.
Thank you for that.
Thank David.
It's good to speak to you.
Bye.
Have a good dinner.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.